What's up, losers? It's Brian, the biggest loser of them all, arguably. And I'm here to talk to you about my Sig P19X. And I know you're thinking, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Ah. See that? See that reload? Little shake there. I've had this little problem with my P365. Don't get me wrong, I love this thing. But I've had this little problem where when I drop the mag on the small magazine, the 10 rounder, my pinky has such purchase on that magazine, and I actually have to consciously lift my pinky and give it this like shake to get it to come out. And I mean, obviously I can still do the reload and get it done, but I've probably got 5,000-6,000 rounds through this thing. Lots of training. I shoot at IDPA. And I still have that problem. Even with all the training, I can get a pretty quick reload in there on a 1R1. But I saw this YouTube video, and this guy took an X macro grip module, stuck it on his P365 slide and FCU, and then just cut off the excess from the in there. And he was talking about how much more purchase he could get on that grip module, and how much easier it is to release the magazine. So I thought, I mean, back when I did it, I think it's a lot more expensive. I think it's $99 for the grip module now. But back when I did it, it was $59, and $59 for a completely different weapon system, that's kind of crazy. Why not? So I purchased one, took a Dremel to it, and that I have right here. So you can see here is a regular P365 with the extended magazine, mind you. Let me put this in behind it. And you can see here that you have extra grip. And honestly, this extra grip is just puts my whole hand on there and keeps me from making contact with the magazines during ejection. So big fan. You can see I've cut it to the length there. And for YouTube purposes, I'll have to assemble it off camera because they'll demonetize us, even though we're not monetized anyways, but you know, for good practice. But you can see there, get a little closer. All right, so you can see there the grip module, how much it hangs out. And it does have a slightly different angle. And also with the X macro, you can change the back plate, and that way you can position how your hand sits on there and where that trigger feels. Pretty awesome grip module. All right, so got you in here for a little bit more close-up so we can give you a slightly different comparison. And magazine is empty. I'm gonna release the slide, put it on safe. Weapon is safe and empty. This is the X macro grip compared to the original P365 grip module. And since I've owned this one for quite a few years, I've become very accustomed to carrying it. But to give you an idea of the difference, I hope you can see that well, but there's considerably more grip on that X macro grip module. It's honestly the Goldilocks for me, and you know, everybody's different. You gotta figure out what works for you. But this is a phenomenal setup. I still carry my P365 in its original component, but I definitely prefer the X macro for shooting. So let me show you what that looks like, and I'll do this off camera because YouTube doesn't like us assembling stuff on camera. But to give you an idea, I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to demonstrate each process as it go. That's with the slide removed, and there's a single pin here that is held together that holds the FCU in. Once you remove that pin, FCU pops right out. Do not forget your pin before putting your slide on. I promise you, that sucks. All right, there we have the X macro grip next to the P365. There you go. All right. So the X macro, you can see there, once you get a full purchase on that, and I do like the higher dovetail compared to the original, but well, I guess it's not higher, it's just more extended, but you can get a high purchase on that. My pinky still is on the grip module, and when I get that second hand on there, it's just dang near perfect for me. And let me show you what a draw looks like and a 1R1 on the X macro compared to the P365 that I had earlier, it looks like. One thing before I go to showing the 1R1 on the X macro grip module compared to the P365, as you can see here, the trigger guard is wider on the X macro. So just a heads up, you will need a separate holster. Hey, welcome back, guys. We're gonna do some 1R1s with the X macro grip module to compare the difference between how quickly and easily I can reload a magazine on the X macro platform as opposed to what you saw earlier on the P365. Oh shit! Ah! Let's give this a couple rounds here and we'll see, hopefully spot the difference. We'll be using a pack timer to induce a little bit of stress and kind of get me going, so. Gotta just keep going past the garment. You see how those magazines just spit right out. So, I have seen a couple, oh, I ran out of ammo in my pocket. I usually just throw 10 in there at a time. So we're gonna do this second run here. Hopefully I can defeat my garment, or that's tactical speak for lift my shirt up high enough to get my hand on my weapon system and magazine without getting in the way. So here we go. Pack timer, again, inducing stress. Ah, that was a good reload. Let's see. Let's consult the timer. So second shot was at 3:16 with a 179 split. So a less than 2 second reload. That's not bad. First shot was at 1.37. Second shot at 3:16. Like I said, split of 1.79. Let's do another one. Now I have a manual safety because I'm afraid to shoot my dick off. All right. All right, so if you're going to the range and you're shooting at targets and you're just throwing ammo and not using a timer, I highly recommend you run out and grab you a pack timer and give that a go. Or if you got a friend that has one, meet them at the range and experience it, because it will drastically change the way you shoot. You find it much more enjoyable, and you get information and data from the pack that actually helps you, and you can see improvements, or you can see where you're staying stagnant and not getting better. But timer can be used in many different ways. So I highly recommend you go out and get a pack timer. Again, not sponsored by them, not sponsored by anybody. So here we are, back to 1R1s with the X macro. Second shot was at 3:48 with a 2 second split. So that's first shot at 1.42, second shot at 3.48 with a 2.0 second split. So I actually did worse on that one, but that's okay, because I felt like I was actually more accurate. Much better split. All right, first shot at 1.27. It's pretty good. Appendix. Second shot at 3.12 with a split of 1.85. We're gonna put it up. We're gonna put it up. I mean, it's still decent. First shot at 1.19. So we was doing good. We're doing real good. Second shot was at 4.08 with a split of 2.89. The accuracy was there. The speed most certainly was not. That's good. Might have been my best. Let's see. 1.4. I got 1.4 on the first and 3.3 on the second shot with a 1.9 split. So everything under 4 seconds. Honestly, that tends to be my goal out here when doing a 1R1 is, can I get it under 4 seconds? First shot to reload. It's this last shot. Hey, so if you're gonna go to the range today and you got a pack timer, do some 1R1s, add appendix, and let me know what you do. That'd be awesome. Scrap that. Well, edit that one out. So if you're at the range and you're training appendix draws or any type of draws and you mess up, it's in my opinion to just work through that, because in a real life situation, if you mess up, you don't have the opportunity to stop, reholster, position your hand better. Nope, sometimes you just got to go with it and go with the flow. So if you mess up during a drill, in my opinion, to just push on through and get through the drill and then reevaluate what you could have done better. I could grab my garment and clear it better. That's one of my biggest problems. So one of my biggest problems is grabbing my garment and clearing it enough to grab my pistol, but not only that, but to get in for that second magazine. That's where I have the problem. First shot 1.22, second shot 3.11 with 1.89 split. So if I get that 1.89 split down to like 1.5, that'd be amazing. I'd be under 3 seconds very easily. Oh, under 3 seconds. All right, so appendix. First shot, 1.09. Second shot, 2.64. With that 1.55 split I was looking for. So 1.09, almost under a second, sub-second appendix draw. And then 2.64 on the second with a 1.5 split. All right, real happy with that one. This is in a box of less than 50 rounds. Because this thing was already 10 rounds shot. But yeah, getting it down to a sub-second appendix draw in less than 50 rounds. Now, could I do that consistently? No, that's my best today, the best today. But you know, not a bad idea to keep a little journal, write these down, go home and compare them to last week. See if you did any better. So hover around the 1 second on the draw. So 1.08 and then 2.47 with a 1.39 split. So that reload's getting faster. That's where I'm making up the time, is on that reload. Honestly, me getting a sub-second appendix draw is pretty great. I don't usually do this well. 2.47 with a 1.39 split. That's honestly where you want to be. And I think after I've done this a couple times, I'm hovering around there. I think I could say 1.5. Less than a 2 second split, I can keep that consistent. I can keep my first shot draw at 1.5 consistent and everything under 4 consistent. But right now I'm under 3. which is great. So yeah, beat me. Can you beat me? 2.47. That's my best. I'm gonna pack it up and go home. All right. Thanks for watching the whole video. We're kind of a new channel, so we greatly appreciate the support. We're not tactical experts, we're practical experts. And we don't claim to be anything more than middle-aged losers. So if you're into that, give us a like, share, even a subscribe. Stay tuned because I'm just gonna keep producing videos like this that give practical advice. Like I said, I'm not a tactical expert. I did do one tour in Iraq, but yeah, I'm just here to share my information and knowledge that I've gained over the years of being a shooter with you. And I hope that that information is relevant, helps you, and makes you a better shooter. This is Brian with Middle Aged Losers, out.